This retro game treasure box could be full of retro video game goodness. Let's open it up, see what's inside. This is a retro game treasure box. This is full of retro video game goodness. I pay them a fee. They send me random video games every month. I get to pick what consoles I want those games to come from. Literally the only thing I have to do is update the lists on the website, let them know what games I pick up in the wild. If you don't do that, there's a chance you could get a duplicate because they won't know what you have. The ones they send you do get updated automatically, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's get this open, see what's inside. I'm really excited for this month. Feels like there's a lot of games in here. The same as every other month, there's gonna be a secondary camera right here. You're gonna get to see what's in the box before I do. I really hope there's some good games in here. Let's get this opened up, see what we got. All right, so as per usual, we've got these air pillow defender lights or whatever they're called, just to keep our game safe. Feels like we got a Game Boy game. That's a Super Nintendo game. That's a N64 game, Super Nintendo game, Super Nintendo game. 3 Super Nintendo games, a Game Boy game, and an N64 game. Let's start with this one right here. I hope there's some good games in this box. Last month wasn't the greatest, so here we go. Let's see. First game out of the box is gonna be Spider-Man and X-Men. This is a cool looking cover. Look at that comic book style to it. There we go. It's got kind of that comic book style to it. Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge. This is probably a cool game. I hope it's a good game. We're going to check out every one of these games. We'll get them cleaned up after we go through the whole box. I'll tell you what they're going to be worth. We'll look at the gameplay. I'll tell you if I think it's a great game, and I'll let you know my favorite. This one does have that LJN rainbow on it, so hopefully it's a good superhero game. All right, next one out of the box. Let's grab this one here. Another Super Nintendo game. This one's got that little groove there. I don't know. Are those older ones or those newer ones? This is gonna be Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. That's, I think I remember playing this one actually. It's a Sunsoft game, looks like. For some reason, I think I remember playing this one as a kid. I think I might have rented this one. I'm excited to check this one out. I feel like I have memories of it. You ever grab a cartridge or see a cartridge in a store and you're like, did I play that one? I think I played that one. This is one of those ones for me. It's got a little bit of sticker scuzz on it right here. We'll have to get that cleaned up. Other than that, it is a pretty clean cartridge. Other than Rachel wrote her name on the back of this. Rachel, if you ever find this video, I have your copy of Roadrunner Death Valley Rally. It's in my collection. Thank you very much. Let's see what the next one is. All right, let's check out this Game Boy game. I have not been doing well on Game Boy games. A lot of shovelware, a lot of game show style games, the Rugrat games, all that stuff. So let's see. We're gonna hope that this one here is gonna be a good Game Boy. Oh, that sticker. Oh, the sticker. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. The sticker is lifted across the top there. That is Mickey's Dangerous Chase. I wish that sticker was nicer. I'll have to try to glue that back down. I have no idea. It's a Mickey Mouse game on the Game Boy. I guess if you have memories of this one or know about this one, let me know. Not super happy with that sticker. I'll have to try to fix that. But you know what? Mickey's Dangerous Chase is now in my Game Boy collection. Gonna hope it's better than a game show game on the Game Boy. Mickey's Dangerous Chase. All right, let's see what this N64 game is. I feel like every time I get a box that's full, like just chock full of games, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be all cheapies to try to meet that price, or they're gonna be good games. Let's see what this one is on the N64. Ooh, it's got some stuff on the back. Oh, Top Gear Rally. Huh. I think I had this one. This is one of the ones I think I owned as a kid. It's got a Blockbuster sticker on the back. I don't know, we might keep that one on there. It's a little different for me because I don't have a lot of memories of the N64. Like the Nintendo, I like my Nintendo cartridges to be nice and clean as possible. Obviously, if they have some damage and they come from somewhere where they have a memory, I'm okay with that. But the N64, I think I'm okay with that. That's kind of cool. It's got a rental code in the back. Top Gear Rally on the N64. I know, I'm positive I had this one as a kid. So, well, a young adult. I'm excited to put this in the system, check it out, and see if I really do have memories of it, because I'm sure I do. All right, the last one in the box before we go to the service desk, get them cleaned up. Oh, the back doesn't feel great. The back of this cartridge feels like it might be slightly chopped up. Let's take a look at this one. We're doing good so far, so and there is Caesar's Palace. Super Caesar's Palace. It has a sticker on it. The sticker on the back of this says $8, $2.99 for Super Caesar's Palace. I think this is the other. Yeah, I just had a video. The last Super Nintendo Collection one I did, I talked about Vegas Stakes, which I think this is the only other casino style game that we got on the Super Nintendo. So I guess that's kind of cool. I have both of those ones. Probably not great. I think this one isn't as good as Vegas Stakes, but we'll check it out. Throw in the system. It's definitely got some stickers on it. It's a pretty clean cartridge though. Let's check these out. I'm gonna jump back to the service desk. We're gonna look at every single one of these games, see what they're worth, see if they're worth playing. First game out of the box is going to be Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge. Now, I thought this was going to be like maybe a port of an arcade game, but Arcade is actually the villain in this one. This one is an interesting game. I'm not really sure about it. It seems kind of difficult. Sounds like the X-Men have been captured and we need to rescue them. We start out as Spider-Man. It's kind of an interesting and fun level. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I like that I could climb the walls. The controls felt pretty good. Everything about the first level I did enjoy. Some of the swinging mechanics were a little difficult to figure out. I wish I could swing, kind of pull myself up and deal with it, but it wasn't that bad. We're gonna keep rescuing X-Men and playing as them as we go. Wolverine, Storm, Gambit, Cyclops. Play as them, rescue the next X-Men, play more as Spider-Man. This is actually kind of a fun game. From what I can tell, it is pretty difficult. I was getting hit quite often. I was actually getting hit from enemies off screen, which is not something I really enjoy. But you know what? Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge is kind of a cool game. It's definitely not the worst Spider-Man game I've ever played. It's probably not the best Spider-Man game I've ever played. I got another Spider-Man game out of one of these boxes that was actually a little bit worse than this one. So as I was playing this one, it was kind of a breath of fresh air that this really wasn't a bad game. I did enjoy playing as the X-Men. I wish Gambit wasn't quite as Gambit-y as he is in this one. But you know what? For an LJN title on the Super Nintendo with Spider-Man and X-Men, this one isn't too bad. This one is an $11.58 game right now. So not a really expensive game, but you know what? It's not bad for $11.59. The next game out of the box was Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally, and I thought I had rented this one. I thought I'd played this one in the past. I 100% have. Right when I put it in the system, I remembered this game. I remember renting it and playing it. This feels like maybe a not as well done Sonic game. I love the sprites. I love the look of the game. I love that Wile E. Coyote is chasing me around. doing these crazy things with the Acme equipment that he's got a hold of. I just don't like that Roadrunner is such a big sprite, and I feel like I'm just kind of all over the place with him. I do absolutely have memories of playing this one, not really knowing what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing playing Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. This one is a $10.92 game. Again, just a cheaper game on the Super Nintendo. But because I have those memories, this is definitely one that I'm excited to have in my collection. I just wish it controlled better. I wish that they took that like Sonic-esque feel to it, made it a little tighter, made it a little easier to play. But you know what? Glad to have this one in my collection. Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally.
Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. Is this a great game or what?
The next one out of the box was the Game Boy game. I really wish the label wasn't lifting. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'll have to get some glue, get that glued down, make sure it sticks, make sure it doesn't soak through that label. Mickey Mouse's Dangerous Chase. Instantly, I knew this felt like a game I'd played before. Walking around, I can pick between Mickey or Minnie. I'm adventuring around and I'm picking up boxes. I'm collecting stars. That feels like another game on the Nintendo that I love. This really feels, and honestly even sounds, like Rescue Rangers on the Nintendo. Mickey's Dangerous Chase is a $9.88 game right now. This copy probably isn't worth that much because of the label damage it has and the writing it has on the back. But you know what? This is actually kind of a fun game on the Game Boy. If I would have had this as a kid, I absolutely would have had fun with it because it really reminds me of Rescue Rangers on Nintendo. It feels like it. It looks like it. It sounds like it, which honestly, I'm okay with. I kind of like having this game in my collection. The next one that I pulled out of the box was Top Gear Rally. This one, 1000%. I had it as a young adult. This is one of the ones that I bought for the N64. I think I got this one from a pawn shop back in the day. I remember playing this. I remember enjoying it. And I wish I remembered enjoying it now. For $9.78, Top Gear Rally isn't a bad game. The controls aren't that great. The physics aren't that great. I remember playing this and thinking it was pretty cool, but looking back on it, it's probably because it was new. It was something interesting. I kind of went through the controls trying to figure out exactly what controls worked for me, but I feel like I was just all over the map while I was playing this one. I wish I liked it a little bit more because I absolutely remember having it. It looks really cool. The gameplay though, the physics, the driving, not as good as I remember it. This is one that I wish I enjoyed playing after I pulled it out of the box here as much as I did when I was a kid. I was just playing this one and I felt like, I wish I wasn't crashing so much. I feel like I was in the wall or riding up on the edge. It felt like slow motion and I didn't know what to do. It's a cool looking game. Don't get me wrong. Top Gear Rally is probably a fun game for some people. I just had a really rough time with it. I'm gonna put it back in the system, try it again, and see where I can get with it.
Still feel my legs. Gear up with a rumble pack and drive Top Gear Rally. Only on Nintendo 64.
The last game out of the box was Super Caesar's Palace. This is an interesting one. I don't know if I like the floating hand clicking the buttons. It doesn't really line up with the buttons. I don't know why they're not using the top buttons on some of these options. I can play games like roulette, craps. I can do horse racing where I make bets and then kind of wait around for that to happen. There's high roller tables that I have to level up, get that cash, become a high roller, and then I can go in there. There's video poker, there's lotto tickets that I can scratch. There's a game called Red Dog that I'd never heard of before. Red Dog, they're giving us 2 cards. I can put my money out, and then I have to bet if the card that's gonna come next is in between the 2 cards that already came out. But the first time I did it, it was a jack and a queen, and instantly I lost $100. It's like, oh, well, that's nice. The rest of the time, it was pretty even coming my direction, but I'd never played that. I cannot imagine that being a real game in any casino, especially not Super Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. This is a cheap game. This is a $5 game, $4.99 right now. And again, this is one of the only other casino style games on the Super Nintendo. I like that I can walk around. I like that I can talk to the other people in the casino. I kind of wish there was more of them. I don't mind the look of the little cutscenes when I'm trying to go to the high roller table and they're telling me I can't, or I'm talking to the other characters. They're worth $5. Probably, I would say Super Caesar's Palace is for sure a $5 game. Maybe a little bit less. Was it something that I would pick up if I hadn't gotten this box, and something that I would get if I wasn't going to plan on going for the full Super Nintendo library eventually? Probably not. If you're getting this one for memories, that would be one story. If you're picking this one up for nostalgia, that's one thing. But for me, I've never played it before, so it just kind of looked interesting. I like that I can walk backwards up the escalators, though. That makes it, brings it up just a little tiny bit. But those are the games I got in this box. Total value of the box, the games inside of it, $47.16 at current price charting value. So I hit higher than, just slightly higher than what I paid for the box. That doesn't include shipping. But you know what? I think I'm okay with that. I think my favorite one out of this box, surprisingly, is gonna be the Game Boy game, Mickey's Dangerous Chase. I kind of want to play more of it, to be honest with you. I might play it right now.